Drive across Australia. This is Ben, Liam and Belle's
Late Drive on Nova.
3 months! That's how long it takes for a possum to decompose.
What the hell?
I know this because there is a possum that unfortunately passed away 3 months ago on my route that I walk every day with my dog. And I saw it 3 months ago and I was like, oh, geez, that's so sad. It looked very fresh. Like it was like, oh, actually made me really sad. Like it was just looked, very... And then, I just sort of see it there, same spot. And then got to the point where it was like, oh, start to smell a little bit before. And then, the hot weather, the rain, and then it just sort of turned into a black clump.
Yep.
And now it's mere dust.
Yep.
Yeah.
Kind of almost poetic and beautiful.
Yeah, it's sort of like ashes to ashes, dust to dust.
There is nothing
Well, it's just
beautiful
like a
about
natural
that.
There is,
cycle.
but where
It's like
there's-
you
No, there's
return to
not.
the earth.
Yeah, where there's death, there is life.
Why did you just walk past it every day?
You give it CPR.
No, you bury
It might still be alive. Bury it?
You
Are
bury
you
it.
psychopathic?
You do not leave it.
You don't bury
to...
a gazelle in the Sahara.
I bury every animal that I go past.
No, you don't.
I do.
That's a lie.
I do.
What? So on a road trip, you're pulling over and just burying roos out in the outback.
Well, no.
Oh, it took me bloody
No, as
40
in
hours to drive
walking
down. You
past.
wouldn't believe it. There's another one. Get the shovel out.
You would be the worst on road trips.
No, well, you know what? I want to do that, but no, I only do it when I'm walking. But I bury.
You bring
I
a shovel
bury-
everywhere
So
you go.
you have like, yeah.
No, you dig a hole with your hands. You like scrape back a hole like a dog digging
You
a
don't do
hole,
that.
and then you put it in, and then you close it over. It's out of respect. You don't just leave it there to cook in the sun.
You don't do that. Well, like nature intended.
Okay, nature didn't intend for that possum to die on power lines that we put up there, or for someone to come past in their car and hit it.
Very sounding crazy.
I'm the crazy one. It's out of
No
respect.
one-
You bury it
Yeah,
so
I'm
it
sure
can
it's-
start to
well,
decompose
you
properly.
just kneel down, put couple little 5-cent pieces on it for the ferryman. There you go,
I've put
possum.
flowers before.
No,
When was
you
the-
ha-
when was
you're
the-
lying.
Yes,
You're
I
lying,
have.
Belle.
When
I
was
know.
the
I
last-
get it. You love animals.
When was the last time you buried an animal?
Last week, I buried a bird.
It's just bullshit.
Don't laugh at me.
What? So like a bird hit a window and you're like, oh, just gonna have to
No, I
bury
was
this one.
walking to the gym on my usual route, and
With
in
your bare
someone's...
hands, you picked it up.
Yes. I probably
I-
shouldn't do that, but I do that sometimes.
And I know this is a cliche on radio, but I want to put you on a lie detector test, and you tell us the truth. Do you actually
Why do you
bury
find
animals?
it so weird?
Because
that I,
no one in
a
their right
vegetarian-
mind finds a dead thing on the side of the road.
Digs a hole with their hands.
Bare, like as you said, like a dog. Your words, like a dog, and then uses their bare hands to pick up like a dead like rat or like possum or some
know-
sort of marsupial. Puts it in and like has little flowers and has a little like
Yeah.
says a few words. No one
You
does
know,
that.
once my mum bought a roast chicken, which I hate, and she bought a roast chicken from the supermarket,
Yum.
and I was so disgusted with her that I went out into the yard and I buried that, so that it would be like not put in a bin or anything, and I buried that in the yard.
Why wouldn't you just put it in your organics bin? It's a green bin.
Because that is so disrespectful, and that is such a
I think it's pretty disrespectful to eat its ass with some vegetables on the side.
You're going to be put in a bin. That's awful.
Okay, why don't look? Hey, honestly, if you are seriously claiming that you do this, you are the only person in the country who does that.
Other animal activists would be
No,
doing it out
nope.
of...
100%. We will not get any calls for this. 13 24 10. Anyone else in Australia bury roadkill? Or is it just our friend here, Belle?
I will film myself doing it in the next few days.
I think you might get arrested if you do that.
Why?
Beck in Melbourne has given us a buzz. Beck, surely you're not doing this.
I sure do.
Do you, though? Do you really, though?
I really do. It's not just me. It's my youngest daughter as well. Especially when we're on the beach and we see like a dead... Oh, there's plenty of starfish, and there's been a bird, a big magpie actually once before. And, yeah, we have to bury it.
You know what's crazy?
It sounds like you've got a starfish on life support in the back there at the moment.
You know what's crazy, Beck? Like when you said that, I was like, well, how do you know the starfish is dead? Maybe you've buried it alive.
Yeah, they don't have a lot of... It's not like... Stop! Yeah.
I was sunbaking.
You'd want to be checking for life signs on a
Starfish
starfish.
are not sunbaking. They do stay in the water. Beck, we need to be friends. That's amazing.
Gav in Melbourne. Good evening. What's going on?
How are you, legends?
Good, thanks.
Don't exactly do what Belle does, but long story short, driving along with my daughter, who was 8 at the time, ended up hitting a bird, those brown ones.
Hitting a what
Like
bird? A brown bird.
Brown bird, yeah.
Yeah.
An Indian miner?
I don't know. Could be a senior. I don't know.
So we've got an eco warrior here, Gav. She's buried her fair share of birds. Yeah, you'd at least want to identify the species so you know what to put on the grave.
What have his name considered
He said could be a senior.
Well, I hit it. I hit it. Yeah, I didn't mean it. It got in my way. All right, I'm not going to damage my car.
Yeah.
All right. But,
It happens, Belle.
so my daughter said, we've got to do something.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, what do you want to do? She goes, took her to the vet. All right. $220 later. All right.
Yeah.
I'm like, you've got to be kidding. All right.
Yeah.
Don't know what happened to the bird. I'm out of pocket $220. Driving my daughter home. She goes, what do you reckon I'm going to do with it? I go, you know what? See that little sign over there that says KFC? That's where it's going to end up.
Scarred for life. Yeah, true.
That's just
They're taking you
horrible.
$220. Be like, thanks for that, mate.
Daddy's, you're both disgusting.
Let's go to Aaron now in Sydney. Good evening, Aaron. What's going on?
Hey guys, how are you?
Good, thank you, mate.
Aaron.
That's good. So yeah, a bit of a story. So probably about 1975, my pop was a horse trainer, and he was coming back from the races, and he hit a bird, and he thought, I'll stop and pick the bird up and bring it home to bury it.
Mm-hmm.
He put his hands he had it in a pouch. He put his hands in, and it bit him. And still to this day, the bird is still alive. Its name's Coco. It's a cockatiel, and it is still alive and will probably outlive us all.
Wow.
75 he hit it.
1975, he hit the bird, and it is still alive. Still to this day.
So we're talking that's like a 50-year-old bird.
It's a 50-year-old bird, and cockatoos, those birds can live, for 50, 60 years.
Really?
So it will probably outlive us all. So,
That's
we
beautiful,
still
Aaron.
have Coco in a
Yeah, so Aaron, is he
still alive.
is Coco totally well, or did you have to nurse it back to life?
Absolutely.
I've got a farm story that I don't know if I can share, but I feel like I need to share it. So
All of your farm stories, Ben. All of your farm stories are horrific.
Thanks for your call, Aaron.
Aaron, I
Yeah,
know,
thank you, Aaron.
I
That's
know
beautiful.
that what you're saying is very true because I have a very similar story. So growing up on the farm, I was on a dairy farm, and the cockatoos used to sit on. There was these power lines that went over the owner of the farm's father. He still lived on the farm in like a little cottage.
Yeah.
And there was power lines going over his car, and the birds kept crapping on his car. And so he went out one day with a shotgun.
Ben!
And he tells her he was trying to scare them away with the shotgun, but a stray pellet hit one,
Did
dear.
it?
and it came off the power lines, fell to the floor. He then felt bad, went over, took care of it, healed it until the wing was healed. It never left his house, and it's still alive to this day. And that was probably like 30, 40 years ago. So they do live to be very
And
old.
that cockatoo went on to become a successful recording artist known as 50 Cent. And that is a little story there, a little nice little story about, facing adversity, being shot,
Yeah.
and coming back stronger.
Yep.
Yep.
And Belle, if you buried that cockatoo after he shot it and it was still alive, it would have been buried alive. So don't bury animals.
You don't bury them unless they're actually... Oh, God, I'm not.
Got to preface this with gamble responsibly, but oh my God, Tim Nacky on Instagram, you guys on board?
I've seen his stuff because you have shown it to me and I'm fully on board.
You guys are so... Liam is so
man,
obsessed. It's so
awesome.
good.
It's awesome. He bets 10 cents for every Instagram follower he gets on blackjack.
And if we can win this today, we breach half a milli. Show me 10 out. 16 plays a 9. Oh, no, you hate to see it, but we will hit 19. Oh, we've gotten away with one, possibly. If she turns an ace, I'll shit my pants live on camera. Give her an 8. Job done. Half milli. Go. Yes, 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 yes. Half the milli.
Look, he's up to 842,000 followers. So today's bet, $84,200. He actually joins us now. Tim, how are you going?
Bloody well, team yourself. Thanks for having me on.
Oh, God. It feels so good to see an Australasian succeeding globally. And I say that because we're obviously Australians and we use the term as Australasian when, Lord's got good music out and that, so we just, want to sort of act like we're, closer than maybe we even are. Tim, where did this crazy idea start?
this American bloke last year. He was walking 1 inch for every follower every day. It was a lot more wholesome than what I'm doing and beneficial to his life for sure. But he got up to like walking. It was like exponential growth, and you got up to walking like a half marathon every day. And I kind of like the idea. And as someone kind of partial to a bit of a punt, responsibly of course, I thought maybe I could find something more in my wheelhouse to do. And then why I went with blackjack in the end, I don't actually even know. I guess it was a short, sharp piece of content to make. You know, it's a couple of cards and very easy for me to film.
I remember the guy that you're talking about. I reckon there was someone else who did like, they'll have a milliliter of milk for everyone.
The milk guy. Yeah.
He lasted like 2 weeks because that's not sustainable. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure. Some guy started doing it with beer here in Canada as well recently. He got up to 5 litres a day, which was quite impressive. But again, not great for the health.
And so, Tim, what's the end game, if you even have one?
I have an open-ended end game. I have a firm bottom line. I certainly won't go below, or I'll be a single man leaving Canada. I started this like manifest the Millie thing. It's a bit of a joke like a few weeks ago because it just was nonsensical that we'd even fathom getting to that limit. But there is actually a genuine chance. So I don't know if we hit that. I think I would have to tap out and just say, well played. We got one over the bookies and sayonara.
I mean, you currently is it around $600,000 in profit? That's why you're getting close to that mill.
Yeah, I don't like to say it aloud too much, although I'm obviously tracking it. But it does try not to sound too braggy by vocalising it.
Not at all.
It's right up there. You're right on the money with where it's at. It's a serious bit of dosh. It's not good for the heart, sitting down into the old blackjack throne here and having a crack at it every day. I'm certainly taking years off my life or hair follicles off my dome anyway.
Hey, Timmy, just a suggestion. What you could do if you achieve your goal of getting to the millie, you keep the same page, obviously, but you change what you're betting on. So you go from like blackjack and you go back to the start again and you try and get to the 2 millie, but you bet on the dish lickers, the doggies.
Mate, I've actually had that suggested to me to a few. I see there is actually an Aussie bloke who's started doing something similar back in the ponies, and I'm an absolute fiend for the racehorses. Grew up in a horse racing family and stuff, so certainly has been tossed around. Dish lickers would absolutely get around those as well. We can deviate into something. We'll find a new trend.
Tim, yeah, that's the thing. If you hit 1 million followers, I'm not going to stop following you. I hope everyone, because it's that thing of like when you follow, you're half doing it to see what happens. You're half doing it for the pain of like, oh, now you have to put 10 cents down for my follow. That's why it's such a beautiful thing. And look, we are speaking to a nation at the moment. So Australia, I mean, if you want to get behind this guy, he's an everyday hero. Tim.Naki on Instagram. If you follow him right now, he will have to bet 10 cents. And literally every time I check, you've gone up like 50, 60,000 followers. So I don't know where this ends.
Gamble responsibly, of course, that should be stated. We only play with funds. We are prepared to lose, of course. The biggest message here is it's still fun. If it stops being fun, I'll put a fork in it.
Oh, Timmy, mate, it's a pleasure having you on the show, and we appreciate your time.
Yeah, thanks very much for having me, and hopefully there's no media curse from you guys tomorrow, because it's been hit and miss every time I talk to a new outlet. If we win, if we lose. So I'm backing you, though.
All right, geez, don't come asking for money tomorrow, Tim. The interview's done, okay? We wish you all the best.
I just need to pass the buck every time I lose. I prefer they come for someone else's team.
Yeah, 100%. Well, all the best, mate. You're a legend, and get that millie for us.
Cheers, guys. Godspeed.
Hell, what a chat we just had with the wonderful Tim Naki on Instagram. Check him out. If you follow him, he will have to bet 10 cents. He's got like 840,000 followers now, so he's making $84,000 bets. And he was saying he got the idea from, there was a guy on Instagram last year, and I remember saying that he would run 1 inch for every follower that he got. And then there was the milk guy who had a milliliter of milk for every follower he got before he probably died from drinking milk.
It's an amazing concept. I love I will do X for every follower I get. I love that concept.
I think we should do one. We should start there's the Ben Lehman Bell page, we should just start afresh. We should start a fresh page and we will do X for every follower.
The challenge is, though, it's such a fun idea, but it's figuring out what's the X.
Oh,
Yeah.
Because
I
it
think
needs
no.
because it needs to start off small, but then as it builds, it becomes harder and harder. Obviously,
And it's
but
like got to be something that people want
Wanna
to see.
see.
Yes, because I think the hardest part is getting traction. Like, how are we gonna?
No, I
you
don't
can't
think
just
so. If
create
you-
a page and expect
Nah,
it
if
to
you've got the
blow
right
up.
idea.
yeah.
Like if you say one paintball for every follower.
That's no.
That's crazy
No.
though, because you can't.
Yeah, I know. Yeah,
'cause
yeah.
if you get
Yeah.
50,000,
Yeah, I know, but you would follow that, wouldn't you? You'd be
You
like-
would.
Yeah, but yeah, we would. I don't know how you would.
I don't think that we could stand up to 50,000 paintballs.
No.
bullets.
Absolutely
No.
not. What about 1-star jump per follower?
That's like a fitnessy one.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
Okay, we can use this as exercise as well.
Yeah, but if you get 800,000 followers, how long would it take you to
We'll
do
split it between
800,000?
3 of us.
Mine's. I have 2 suggestions. They're kind of in the fitnessy world as well, but they're a bit more fun for us. You could do for every follower, we'll do 1 jump on the trampoline, and then, or you could do for every follower we get, we'll do 1 skip on a skipping rope.
Yeah, but okay. The other thing
You know,
is,
like,
do people
or
want to
jump,
see
jump,
that?
jump, jump, jump. I don't know. It's kind of funny
Like-
just jumping on a trampoline.
Yeah, like the,
Boing, boing, because it's like it's the right amount of hard, you know, like
Yes.
doing.
Yeah, it would not be like it's fun to jump on a trampoline, but it's not fun if you have to do it
Like,
100,000
okay.
times.
Imagine jumping on a trampoline 50,000 times in a day. I don't even know if that's possible. I don't know if you can do that.
What about like 1 bounce of a basketball? So by the end, you're like bounce, 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 bounce.
Yeah, but I like the reason I lean towards the trampoline is because it is a bit of a physical feat as well. Because your body
Yeah,
shouldn't be
true.
going up and down that much in a day.
Yeah, you'd be sick. Your brain would be. You'd
Yeah.
get dizzy and stuff.
You'd
It'd,
be
it'd
mush.
mess with the equilibrium and yeah.
You'd be mush.
What about at 1 blink?
I don't mind that as well. One blink, one
Kind
blink.
of like
for-
one blink. If you wanted to tap in to the kids, like on TikTok, you would say, "We're gonna say skibbity toilet for every follower we get on skibbity toilet."
What
you
is
could,
that?
you could hit the gritty for every follower you get, and you have to do it every time you get it.
We should hit the gritty, hit the gritty
And say
at every inch.
I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that. That is
Oh my god, I love that.
lame.
I think that's it.
No, we're not
So
doing that.
we will hit the gritty for an inch for every follower we get, because then you could end up having to marathon. You might have to marathon. You might have to gritty an entire marathon.
What's the other? What's the kid one? Skibbity toilet.
Yeah.
You could combine them as well. Maybe it complicates it, but you could hit the gritty and say skibbity toilet.
Yeah.
we will hit the gritty.
So hang on, do
and
you do
say
it every
skibbity
day?
Toilet, skibbity toilet, skibbity toilet.
Do you do it every day?
Yeah, I think you got to do it every day.
You do it every day. Yeah.
Hang on, and Liam said we're running at the same time.
No, what he's saying is
No.
when you hit the gritty, you're moving forward. So for every follower, you'll do an
Yeah.
inch of the
So
gritty.
lame. I don't want to
So,
do
yeah,
that
if
one.
you have-
I don't want to do that one.
I'm happy to do that
That's
unless we
lame.
get a better suggestion.
Yeah, if you're listening and you're like, oh no, this is what you guys should do, because we will 100% do it.
Yep.
13, 24, 10. What should we do for every follower we get?
Yep.
We'll start at like a brand new account,
Mhm.
and then it's like it's legit.
If you've got an idea that will push us to our limits, we would love to hear it. 13 24 10.
Or you can DM us on Insta at Ben Liam and Belle.
Yep. All right. Also, if you get on air, you go on the draw for Nova's first class and 50K. What should we do for every follower we get? Because we will do it. Chris in Melbourne, the floor is yours. What should we do for every follower we get?
Hey guys, I would happily follow you if you committed to pluck a hair for every follower.
Yeah, see,
'Cause you could well end up bald.
yeah,
Well, you
and
could
that's the
choose
thing.
any part of your body, yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's pretty good, but
It's pretty fun.
Just
Yeah.
think about it though, Chris, because if it's like you start with 1 follower, that's great, but just say you get 20 followers the next day. Like that's gonna hurt. But as soon as you get into the hundreds and thousands, like that's
Mate,
a lengthy
I'm actually
Mate,
curious.
if we get 20,000 followers, that's just my moustache done.
So I've done a quick Google. There's 100,000 hairs on the average human head. So between us, we have 300,000 hairs on our heads.
Yeah.
That's not including body hair.
Yeah, like
So-
you've got your beard, Ben.
Yeah, I got my beard. So the bit could go, I would assume, up to at least 500,000 of plucking a hair.
Yeah, but
every
how,
follower we get.
and how long's it? Like I get
Long
gritty,
time.
but like think about to find the individual hair and pluck it, and then if just
Mate, I
say
do
you
that
do a
every
bit,
morning.
Yeah, I know.
I
but,
do that every morning.
Yeah, I know, but you don't do 10,000 every day.
I,
You know, because
I probably do about 20.
Well, I'm just going to count it. 1. There's me pulling hairs out. 1, 2, 3, 4. It would take a while.
Takes too long.
Takes too long.
Yeah,
doesn't
but
it?
we could be doing it simultaneously.
I feel like where we're at is Belle would rather rip her own hair out than gritty.
Absolutely.
With
Because you
better.
know why? I'm also just grooming. I love that.
Chris, appreciate your suggestion. Pete joins us now. Pete, what should we do for a follower?
Yeah, g'day guys, love the show. I know you might not like that one, Belle, but I got a better idea for you.
Oh, here we go.
So, every follower, you get to eat a meat pie. We all know how much I love pies.
Belle does love those pies.
Funny Pete.
She's locked it in.
I'm vegetarian. I'm very against
It's
eating.
weird. She's saying that, but she's giving me a double thumbs up, Pete. So I don't know.
I mean, this is not an option, but I appreciate the call, Pete.
All right, I'm going to leave it open for now.
Yeah,
I
look-
think we're leaning towards hitting the gritty.
Yeah, I think,
Are we?
Yeah, we are. Yeah.
yeah.
Well,
I know you want. I know you want. I know you want meat pie, Belle, but I think we should do hit the gritty.
Look,
You can get in touch though on Instagram if you want. If you want to actually follow the real one, Ben Lehman Bell is Instagram. You can DM us there if you've had a suggestion that you think we should do. Otherwise, it's looking.
Let's give it 24 hours.
Yep. All right, let's do that.
Something wild happened today. Found out, Ben, you don't know what a pap smear is.
Oh, I'm pretty confident I know what it is.
How old are you?
30.
30. You have a child,
Mm.
newly born,
Mm.
and yet you just don't know what a pap smear is.
I don't think it has anything to do with having a child.
He was in Nirvana, wasn't he? Pat Smear.
Is that a person?
Yeah, someone in Nirvana and Foo Fighters. Joke for the heads, but yeah. No, obviously, women's health not a joking matter.
No.
Yeah.
What do you mean?
I can't believe that. I can't believe you don't know what that is. Can you please?
Oh, I mean,
Like,
you'd
what-
have a
what-
bit. You'd have a bit of an idea. Ben said he's like, I don't know what Pat Smear is, and everyone lost it.
No, I think I know. Like, if I was doing a quiz, I'm pretty sure I'd get it right.
Okay, quiz question. What is it?
That's when you get a stick and you smear it around.
What?
You get a stick. It's like a pop stick.
What?
I think it's a pop stick, like a paddle pop stick. Not an actual paddle pop stick, but like a medical paddle pop stick.
Where are you smearing it?
Well, downstairs
Where?
in the vagina.
Where?
Vagina?
He doesn't know any other bits in it. It's just the whole kind of the kit and caboodle.
Yeah.
Liam, what about you? You're talking like you know what it is.
I think I know what it is. I'm pretty sure I know what it is.
Yeah, what is it?
It's you're checking for cervical cancer, so it's a scrape on the cervix, I believe, and I think you get them every year.
How do they do it?
Oh, they get it in there.
Paddle pop stick.
Well, you're in stirrups, I believe.
Yeah, I think there's a paddle pop stick involved.
I didn't think it was a paddle pop stick. I think it's a bit more high tech than that. I've never had one, obviously, but
Ben, what do you think? A paddle pop stick is like just like it's grippy, or it's like how do you think it picks anything up?
Well, I'm assuming whatever's in there that needs to be picked up.
What,
will
some
stick
wood can pick it up?
I think so.
is it like? Am I on the wrong track in saying it's a little bit like this COVID test they did, like the long swab?
But with a paddle pop, yeah.
Not with a paddle pop. I don't think there's wood involved.
There's no
But
paddle
like,
pop
am I
stick.
right in saying it's like the long COVID test?
Correct, Liam.
Okay, so it's the same thing as that. Yeah.
Yeah. So
Right.
it goes all the way like into like where like the end, like the cervix,
Mhm.
so like right inside
Mhm.
the end door.
Yep.
And
The
you
end
smear
door?
it. Yeah.
Oh, right.
So like
I confused that with backdoor.
I can see that in your face. No, your cervix, and then
Right.
swab there
Yep.
for the cancer cells.
And then do
there.
they do your nose?
Then the paddle pop stick comes out. Yeah, sure.
I feel like I kind of nailed it. I feel
You
like
did very well, Liam.
I'm an ally.
You did very
I
well.
must
An
feel good.
ally
So if
of
you-
what? Women?
Yeah, women's health.
Wow.
It's just nice knowing that I'm such a forward-thinking man.
Absolutely.
So and just think that, know that when you
dig up.
like, is that what you say to the gynecologist? Or no, sorry, that's
What do you say? Dig
silly.
up.
Yeah.
What does that
He's
mean?
digging himself a hole.
Oh. Well, you know, if you're not laughing, you're learning this evening,
That's
you know?
it.
What's awkward that shouldn't be? I don't know. I always feel awkward, Ben and Belle, when I go to my barber shop. There's like this barber shop, and there's like these 3 guys that work there,
Mm.
and I started going to one of the guys, and I really liked his cuts. And then one day he wasn't there, so I went to another guy, and I also got along really well with him.
Mm-hmm.
But now, if I'm going to the other guy, I think that the other guy
Yep.
thinks he's not good at being a barber.
Absolutely.
And then I literally go to one each month. I go to because I don't want one to like get jealous of the other barber.
You got two girlfriends.
So I go to the same barber as well. Like,
yeah.
different to you,
Do you know
but
what I
I go to
mean?
the same barber every time, and I get the same guy. He was recently booked out, so I went to somebody else. And when I got there, my regular barber looked at me as if he looked a little bit.
Like, so what was wrong with the last one? You know,
The look in his eyes was like, "Am I not good enough?"
Yeah.
And I didn't say anything to him, but I tried with my eyes. I tried to tell him, "You were booked out."
But it's fully like your own sort of in your own head, like as if they're going like, "Oh, you bitch!" You like, my God, like they don't care. They're cutting 10 dudes their hair a day, whatever. They're getting paid. They're just doing their job.
Question for you: when you go to get your hair cut,
Yeah,
do they wash your hair?
yeah,
No.
they do it mine.
They wash your hair.
Yeah, man.
I've never been to a barber in my life that washes your
It'll
hair.
change your life. I mean, if you're paying
Well,
$50, you'd want a bit of a scrubbing.
I pay $80.
Oh, dude, you're getting ripped off. You're paying $80. What do? They slap you in the face when you finish.
I
think you've been robbed.
I get a drink and a beer trim. So
Dude,
my
they
beer,
should be running their fingers through your hair. It's quite nice.
See, no, but
You get to know a man when he
Yeah,
rubs
right.
his
I
rubs his
asked
fingers
that.
through your scalp.
I find that awkward. Because I went the other week and had my hair washed, and I didn't know if I should have my eyes open or closed, and I thought if
Oh,
my eyes
definitely
are closed,
Yeah.
no, but I thought if they're closed, then it looks like I'm enjoying it too
Yeah,
much.
but if you're locking in and looking at them, it's like, it's like if you're like kissing someone and keeping your eyes open the whole time.
Well, she was like massaging my head, but I found that really awkward.
Vicky joins us now in Brisbane. What's awkward that shouldn't be?
Oh, I find bringing food on a plane awkward.
Yes.
Yep.
Like when you bring your own food.
Yes, your
Yes.
own food. Yeah.
That's so true. Like, I feel like it's kind of okay if the cart comes and you get a cheese toasty or whatever. But especially if it's a bit of a stinky food, like a lot of the times you get
Well,
a
don't do
hungry
that.
Jack's at an airport, but you feel guilty eating that on a.
As an example, maybe another one of what's awkward that shouldn't be if you're at the shopping centre and you're behind somebody and then you change lines. I don't want to offend that person because I think they stink. But that's not what I think. I just saw a quicker line. I took a punt on a different line.
Well, what's wrong with me?
Yeah, that's what they think. I think they smell.
Yeah, yeah.
That's not what I think.
Just another awkward thing, like if you bump into someone at the shops, like you're just at Coles or something.
Yeah.
And you say, "Oh, how you going? How'd a kid? Oh, yeah, no, good. I haven't seen you guys for a while. Anyway, see ya." And then you don't see them for a bit, and then you catch them in the confectionery aisle, and you go, and you're like, you don't want to stop and talk again, but you keep doing that sort of face at each other.
Every single aisle you're crossing over.
You're like, "Oh, just getting the older tinned beans here." Yeah.
Olivia in Sydney, what's awkward that shouldn't be?
You know when you're driving like on a freeway and there's like 2 or more lanes and you're just like awkwardly matching speed with the car next to you.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just lock in.
Yeah, and it just feels like weirdly intimate, like...
And you're both doing the right thing. You're both going 60. That's the limit. But you just, it feels like someone should at least just go in front just like a little bit.
Yeah, on a technicality, if you're going the speed limit, if you're both going the speed limit, it should be in the left lane. The right lane's for everything.
Yeah.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
Olivia,
then,
you're
I
actually
mean-
breaking the law. So,
If you're in the
But
right
if you
lane.
get pulled over and you go, well, I locked eyes with them, so I had to speed up, sir. We are on a bit of a roll at the moment, but I've thought of another one.
yeah, Belle.
I was going for a walk the other day, and I was on the walking trail, and I was faster than the person in front of me, so I had to do the
Yeah, I hate
walk around them. But there is that phase where you match their speed for a second, and I said, "Sorry," and kept walking around them. But I don't think they cared, but I just felt so awkward. I was like,
Yeah.
"I'm so sorry."
It's best to just I think I just lose myself in the music, just pretend that you can't hear anything in the headphones. And
I
just
run
burn.
100% past them. Like
Yeah.
I go so fast
That's
past them.
actually a good idea to look like you're going for a run instead of I was just like, "Oh, well,
You're
I'm
doing
just
scout
faster
pace.
at
You just
walking."
do a jog and then a walk and then a jog and a walk.
Isabel in Melbourne, good evening. What's awkward that shouldn't be?
Calling in sick to work when you're actually sick.
Yeah. No, I get you.
That's true.
And Ben and I wouldn't know because we've gone over a decade without having a sick day. Claim to fame in radio. Belle would know.
Yeah,
so
Belle,
very
is that-
relatable for her.
Is that an awkward thing to do?
Well, I've never called in. I've been here when I've started getting a migraine, and then I've had to say, "Sorry, guys, I'm getting a migraine," which actually, yes, is sometimes a bit awkward because you go, "Oh, are you? You're getting a migraine." Yes,
Just kind of
I
like a
am.
headache, really. Peter
Okay.
in Melbourne joins us. Good evening, Peter. What's awkward that shouldn't be?
Yeah, good evening, guys. Loving the new late drive show.
Oh,
yes,
Peter.
Peter.
Appreciate you.
So it's got to be. There's nothing more awkward when you're trying to, you're going to the servo or whatever. You're going to a shop and the person in front of you's card declines.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
And you're just sitting there like, oh, I just want to get the chips.
Yeah,
And-
you got to almost pretend like you didn't see it get declined.
Yeah. Yeah, true. And especially you could offer to pay, but for petrol, I mean, that's pretty exy, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hey, what goes around comes around. No, that's not the right saying for that.
What goes around
pay it
comes around.
forward,
Yeah.
hey?
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, that's it. Pay it
good
forward.
karma.
Yeah. Bianca, what about you? What's awkward that shouldn't be?
When you arrive at a comedy show and your ticket seating happens to be in the middle of the theatre and everyone has to get up to like get to your seat.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sorry.
I was at the movies
sorry.
the other night, and so this like lady was sitting next to me, and someone moved in front of us just as the movie was starting, and she was like, "Really?" Like as if she was like angry at this person for like
Aw.
being too late to them. I was like, "Shut up."
Michelle in Melbourne, awkward that shouldn't be.
Oh, hi, how you going?
Good.
I think it's really awkward when you go to a public toilet and somebody's already using it, and they're so ridiculously quiet in the cubicle next to you that you're too embarrassed to weep.
Yeah.
You got to put toilet paper down first, so you do a little mouse wee, so no one can hear.
Yeah. You're being too quiet in there. I know you're there.
Or you try and cough to mask the plonk.
You do not.
You end up with
Kate in Sydney, awkward that shouldn't be.
Oh, hi. Good evening, guys. I love your show.
Thank you,
Kate.
Kate. You're getting a lot of compliments
Nice.
tonight. Wow, we're the coolest
Nice.
show in town.
Okay, what is awkward? When you go to the stretch lab and you're being stretched by the flexologist, because that's what they're called.
So hang on,
So-
Kate.
so you're gonna have to back up there.
You can continue your story in just a second. I think none of us, no, not saying you've made it up.
Yeah.
None of us have ever been to the stretch
You
lab.
said it like it was like going to the dentist,
Or
or
Coles.
when you go to the flex lab, and then
I haven't even told you the bit yet.
No, I know.
I know, but it was just what you said was just crazy.
What's
like
the flex lab? What is that?
Stretch lab.
Stretch
lab.
lab
So
to
you-
a flexologist.
Right, so you go somewhere and they stretch you out.
Yes.
Yeah, right.
Yes.
Okay.
And,
Yeah, right.
It's like a
And
physio.
you do it with resistance.
Ah.
So they get you into different positions to get your muscles engaged, and then you
Ah.
resist against them.
That would be really
Now-
good if I wanted to work on my golf swing, I think, for my core. That's okay. I might look into
Oh,
that.
look, it's great on anything. However,
Yeah.
it is quite up close and personal.
Course,
so
of
when they're stretching your hip flexors, and they ask you, "Are we there yet?"
Hang on. Stretching your hip flexor would be lifting your leg out. Yes?
Yes. And so
Whoa.
they're taking you out to your extreme.
With
Yeah.
your
But
legs out.
they ask you with your legs out,
Yep.
and they're in between your legs,
right,
and then they ask,
right,
and they ask you, "Are we there yet?"
yeah. I think I'm in the wrong industry.
Liam.
I didn't even know that was a
No,
job.
but Kate, that does sound like a start of a
I'm actually going to
movie.
book my appointment right now. Flexologist. What's it called? Stretch lab?
Stretch lab.
Stretch
Is there
lab.
such thing as Bikram Stretch Lab? I think I'd like to get a sweat on.
Don't. That's
Man.
8:30 p.m. booking booked. Awesome.
Sweet.
Looking forward to that. I want to know, how many hair colours are there?
Natural ones?
Like green
when
or
we're
purple.
taking out
Taking
dye.
out dye. Yeah. How many
Right.
natural hair colours are there?
I would say there's 4 that come to mind. You got like black.
Yep.
You've got like blonde,
Mhm.
brunette,
Yep.
ginge.
Bang.
That's your 4.
1, 2, 3,
no,
4.
it's 5.
You don't count strawberry blonde.
Well, no, there's
Strawberry-
mousy brown.
Oh, okay. This is where this is where you lose me. Okay.
Kidding me?
There's 4 hair colours. Now
No.
Liam has just said them, and I was getting into a heated discussion with my wife Sam about this because we were watching the footy and there was a player and she was like, "Who's that one?" I said, "Which one?" And she said, "The strawberry blonde." And I was like, "What is that?" I don't know what
there's
strawberry
7.
blonde is.
There's 7.
There's ginger. There's orange hair. Yeah. And there's blonde. She's like, no, it's in between those. And I was like, it can't be.
It's sad, but I think it's what people who are ginger say if they don't want to be ginger.
No.
They're like,
Is
"Oh,
it?
no,"
Is that
they
what
go,
it is?
no, I'm
no,
strawberry
no.
blonde, and you go,
No,
well,
no,
no, you're
no.
not. Like, just admit what you are. Like,
No,
okay, like,
strawberry blonde. It's like what you'd say like a peach kind of shade is, but it's not red because
No,
you've
it's
got
not-
red hair.
Look, it's-
And
it's-
you've got
if we
black,
get into
brown,
the-
blonde, mousy brown.
No, and then that's the other one, mousy brown.
So Ben, you're mousy brown.
I'm brown.
No,
I've got
you're
brown
not.
hair.
No, you're not. I've got brown hair. Liam's got between brown and black, and you've got mousy brown.
what's mousy brown?
It's like a light brown.
He's got mouse ears poking out through his...
It's brown.
It's
it's a shade of brown.
brunette. Yeah, but as soon as we start getting the Dulux colours out, then we could go all day. Like,
do you want to throw another one in the mix? Blue-black.
Oh,
What's
that's
that?
very black.
What's that?
That's like dark
like
black.
jet black?
Yeah, like jet
But
black.
that's like if you were colouring your hair, then I would say.
Yeah, but that's also but that's just black hair. You've got black hair.
Yes.
Yeah, you've got black hair.
Yeah, but
So
then you
I'm-
got like jet black, like blue black.
I'm going on record now and saying there's 4 hair colours. There's brown, black, blonde, and ginger. There's no mousy brown, there's no strawberry blonde, and there's no blue black. There's 4
Pick a
hair
side,
colours.
guys.
Pick a side, yeah.
Stop trying to be so different all the time.
Yeah, pick a team.
Side.
I'm sort of like a mousy brown brunette, like blonde that has a bit of fun with a tinge of strawberry blonde through the middle. Big day in commercial radio. Taylor Swift obviously drops a new album. No one knew this second one was coming. So we're here earlier before the show, we're just in our meeting room there having a bit of a chat, and Scott, his name is, he runs the music here at Nova. He burst into the door like
we were in a meeting. Like we were in our boardroom meeting zone, and he smashed on the door. Like he was like,
it was as if there was a fire. In there.
like there was a fire.
It was like there was a fire.
Yeah.
And it was alarming. We sort of looked at the door, and sort of before we could even say come in, the door was sort of open, and it was just, she's done it again. There's another hour. Sort of what? Like it just slow down.
It just dropped.
Slow down, Scott. It's okay. Slow down. She's dropped another album, and then he flowed off.
Yeah.
And then we were like, oh my god, okay. It's and obviously it's like, we've known this Taylor Swift album's coming a long time, and later on, Smallsy's going to just be playing the whole album. There's things planned, and obviously you want to be ready for it all. So his day got a lot bigger. The fact that there was all these other songs, and now he's going to listen through which ones are right for Nova, which ones are we going to play.
Yeah, so as the music director, that's his job. Like everything that you hear, all the Taylor songs that are playing, everything, like that's his job, is to put them all in and in what order and which ones should we listen to. So for him at 4 p.m. on a Friday when he's about to knock off, for her to drop a second album, the poor man is like freaking out.
And normally he clocks off at 5, so just before that, we thought it would be a good idea. We had our producer Andy sort of speaking to him, and I thought, what if I ran over and said there's a third album that's dropped, just to see like how he'd sort of react.
Does anything change with the second album now?
No, what we do is we've made the call because it's so long that...
Just drop a third one. Just drop a third album. Are you serious? Yes. Have you seen this?
Has she really? What's it called?
The Tortured Poets Department Compendium.
How many more tracks is that, Liam?
There's a 4th. There's a 4th.
Are you shitting me?
Yeah.
She's got so much to say. What's that one called?
The Tortured Poets Department, Revenge of the Swift.
There's a 5th. There's a 5th.
No, yeah, this one is.
The Tortured Poets Department Goon Academy 5. Whoa.
That's crazy.
Whoa.
Wow.
What a substantial output for the day.
Yeah, that's huge.
There goes my Friday night.
Yeah, I know. Jeez. Hope you brought a sleeping bag. Jeez.
I would listen to Revenge of the Swift. Do you know what I mean?
What did you say the 5th one was called?
Goon Academy 5. I was thinking on my feet by that one. The thing is that we didn't mention is we actually made artwork for it and like ran in with a fake email. And
but his filter is very good.
Yeah. I don't think he was buying it.
It's Nova.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.